Our Creator made me see him 8 times. To learn what I know will take your belief to a trust. My first video in the descriptions lets males know they have a soul when they visit the abyss and have a self-proof of afterlife. What I'm going to do in this video is to start with Psalms 1 and go through all 150, one at a time, and I'm going to do a live editing to show you and go through the thought process of what it takes to find these hidden formats and to make them truthful. If you don't want to go through all that, just skip to the last part of the video and you'll be fine and see that there is hidden formats or not a hidden format, which means that was completely made up by somebody else and not the first writer. So let me begin by going here. This is Psalms 1. Now, first of all, I am going to replace all the titles Lord and God with the true Hebrew words that are here in the place of the title. Example, all capital letters Lord and all capital letters God refers to the 4 Hebrew letters YHVH, which is our Creator's personal name. Now, that's why I have to get rid of the word of YV. I have explained before why I have used just these 2 letters. It makes it simple for everybody to be on board, to understand his name when I'm saying it, and understanding this is his personal name. For example, people will use a W in this YHVH. There is no W in the Hebrew text. There is no O in the Hebrew text. A lot of times the Hebrew teachers will teach you that the Y or the H at the end is silent on a lot of the words. By removing the H's, we have YV. Now everybody's on board and understands why I use the word YV. Now, that's the first thing that I'm going to go through. Next, what I'm going to do is show you how to divide the verses up into shorter sentences. So, how blessed is the man who walks in counsel, who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of the sinner, nor the seat of the scoffer. Notice that poetry-like format steps right out at you, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly cut the verses this way and show you them. Now, I know that a lot of times the text goes on, but I'm going to try to make sure that I show it to you enough slowly in case you need to do a screen capture. These are the words, and right now the verse numbers are in blue, and I'll have to be removing them to show you, but just to get a starting understanding of where these verses are coming and going, will be left in for a while. Now, the problem here is when it says, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel. Well, where is it? Okay, let me show you here something. Let me make this red. They're using the word he, okay, as to represent the word man, which is just absolutely wrong. Our Creator defined the word man by saying, I created man, male and female. Even Jesus repeats this teaching to us. So here, the secular writers of the dictionary are misusing the word man. I will be correcting it by saying man is male and female. Now, how blessed is the man? We don't need the words how. Blessed is man, meaning male and female, who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of the sinner, nor the seat of the scoffer. For I'm going to use, I guess I should have explained this, by getting rid of the words I don't need, I'm just downsizing with this blue highlighted word, and the green highlighted is words that I'm adding or I'm replacing for that word. And you can see that they're using the word his here, and I'm using the word there, okay, to correct the text there. But their delight, or for their delight, is the laws from YV. Laws I needed to add the S to, okay? And that means that they're covering all the laws or commands from YV. Now I could edit that word, and I might show you later that the correct word is the commands, because our creator created for the Hebrew people, and I'm trying to write this in first person as if they know what all this text is to be truthful. Example, there's a statute, okay? These are specifically non-negotiable acts that our Creator wants His nation to abide by. Then there are the commandments. These are the sins. You needed a sin offering, so there are 12 commandments. If you don't understand that there's 12, there's a video in my description box below that will show you why. If you actually take the Exodus 20 through 117, you will find 12 commandments. Then he has commands that he tells us to do things, and then there are the laws. So if I use the word laws, it's kind of like you're only grouping one specific area, because the word statute is meaning it must be. Commandments defines what sins are, and that's the only way to be forgiven, to enter into heaven, or be forgiven these acts of not obeying our Creator. So this is why the word laws should be changed, because it's a small gap of when you understand the overall understanding of our Creator's words. Now, the word of, this is so misused throughout the text. And a lot of times when I've done one correction like this right here, or using this correction here to correct a word, to get it from his to meaning male and female, I'm not going to go through and try to describe the word man every psalm that I go through. And just like the word of, these laws are from our Creator, okay? They're from our Creator, or from YV. So I'm not going to go through that type of editing. What I'm more interested in is to get to the editing that you see here when I need to add the letter S, or I need to add these type of words. And especially like right here, see, this one I might not go through either all the time, because this editor does not seem to go by our Creator's definition for what a day is. A day starts at twilight, when the sun sets, and then there's still this twilight. That twilight is part of the day, and then night, and then daylight up to that twilight again becomes one day. So here the editors are using the word day and night not truthfully. And to teach you the truth, you need to understand how to correct these words. So a lot of times I'm not going to do these over and over of these simple secular words being stuck into the Bible. Okay? And when I say secular, yes, I'm going to show you that the editors are not being truthful to our Creator's words, and therefore they aren't actually obeying our Creator. And his laws don't need the word in, don't need the word meditates. Meditate means setting in darkness. When you study the Hebrew text, there's a verse, Malachi. I guess I should pull that up. Yeah. Just to start off with this and start showing you that Malachi 2:11 talks about a female goddess, or marrying a female goddess. Here's that verse. This is talking about Judah as the kingdom, okay? This is the kingdom of Judah, okay? And has married the daughter of a foreign god. You see all the Buddhists set in a position all the time. You might have actually seen pictures of Kundalini, which they're sitting there meditating. They show you what's going on inside the body. Well, that act of Kundalini is having a sex with a so-called female goddess. And this is how they marry. To marry means you have to have a sex, okay, or share your love. But with the daughter of a foreign god. Now, the daughter, who is the daughter? She's the moon goddess, okay? Who is the foreign god? This is Ra, the sun god, okay? Because the celestial objects are named after pagan gods. And here in Jeremiah, she is known as the Queen of Heaven. And in the cities of Jerusalem, therefore, you can just take a screenshot of this. Let me see, I'm not blocking much of it there. There, you can take a screenshot of it now. But the object is in Revelation, she is called the whore of the mother of all whores, because anybody can have sex with her or a sex with her. Now, getting to the text here, this is why I changed the word meditates. To think about daily means you can walk around, you can sit there with your eyes wide open, and you can think daily, okay? Then I needed to change the word he to they. Firmly planted by streams of water. Actually, if it's a pond that stays around all year, or if it's around a lake, it could be a river. So don't need the word streams, just firmly planted by water. And we understand what the word water would mean by lakes, rivers. Now here I'm taking this verse out, because when you look at talking about a tree, they don't name it as a fruit tree here. This seems to be added text, okay? Now here's something that I'm also going by. See how these four made a small paragraph? Okay, here, without this verse here, you can see that it is now a group of four, okay? Now, and its leaf, or its leaves, L-E-V-E-S, leaves, and its leaves do not wither. And you will notice that even if you have your own yard being irrigated with water, and you'll notice that example, I'm down here in Florida, so when it gets hot, trees wither, okay? And a lot of them actually will, that are near water, the ones that do lose their leaves will not lose their leaves, okay, if they're constantly given water. So this is why, whoops, I better return that. I forgot that. I should have put that back in. Its leaves do not wither, not does not wither. And in whatever they do, they prosper. The wicked are not so, but they are like shaft which the wind blows away. Actually, I can divide those two, but when I'm reading this, this is actually can be stuck up here and say, don't need the words, the wicked are not so, they are like shaft. And believe it or not, the Hebrew word, I can use the word that with no complaint, because in the Hebrew, let me get that picture up here, just so you start understanding. I'm not just talking out my head just to say that these can be done. You need to understand that the editors of the text really have screwed things up, being not so truthful. Of course, they don't care to stay truthful all the time, but here is a Bible program that I have that I cannot actually put on the screen. I have to copy it and then put it over onto the screen ahead of time. I hopefully will have a webcam hooked up to it, but the position that it's in right now, that's not so good because the reflection of all the light and stuff, it really distorts the image. But I'm trying to work out a way that I can edit and then turn to my chair and then edit it from there. But what this Bible program does is says that if I click on the word in the English side of the text here, and I click it, it will be highlighted, and over here it highlights itself again. And then when I find the word down here, I can see that the word which is used in English. Now this is, yeah, I guess I should explain this. This up here is the Hebrew or Strong's Concordance in English letters, and since the New American Standard has their own concordance, they had to change the spelling of the words, so a lot of times you will not find the same words that you would see in Strong's Concordance. Example, the word Elohim up here at the beginning here, here is spelled with a Y and not an I in the Strong's Concordance. But the object is when you click on it down here, they have in a parentheses how many times the English word that they used was put here in the text. And you can see down here that they used the word which 1928 times. But let's see, up here, when they're defining what this, how this word is to be used, you can see that they're saying who, which, and a that, okay? So that's why you can see them using what, when, who, wherever. They aren't using it as this or that in this example, but the object is up here. They're explaining that you could use it as the word that. Now, what's disturbing about the text is how can they use this definition here that I've got in red right here, all of a sudden have words like anyone, deadly, powder, reason, steward, storehouses, or even the word why. And yet they're using it in the verses for that Hebrew word when it came up. Okay, so they are actually putting in words that don't mean exactly what the Hebrew word is defined as. Okay, now out of all these words here in red, I know that if I go to the Hebrew text and find those words, I'm going to find another word or an actual Hebrew word that defines it as that word, such as reason or powder or deadly or anyone. Here is an example. Let me get rid of that and let me get started again. Here is the word so, and if I clicked on it, I would get the word kin, okay? So here's the Hebrew word for, in English, for the word so, and yet down here, you can see that they use the word so 7 times. They are not being truthfully telling you the correct word here to be put into the text. Now, I've done a lot of studying of the text, and you cannot go through and correct it, the text, to mean the true definition. It just does not happen. That's how distorted the truth of the text in the Bible is. Once you understand this dirty secret, then you understand that the Bibles are changing words just to sell you a book, not to be truthful, but to make money, okay? They are deceiving you. Now, let me get back to the text, and I'm going to use the word that. The wind not drives, but blows. I'm going to get rid of that. Blows away. Okay, now that's where the text here, that's where if I had the Bible program, I would click on that and show you maybe the word they used for this driving would have been blows or gust or something related into that meaning. So I like the word blows because that's what they would do. They would take the wheat and they would throw it up in the air, and the shaft on it would disappear. They would keep mixing it up, and they'd pick it and throw it up. The wind would blow it away. And this is done at the top of a hill where the wind is pretty, where it blows the strongest. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment. Not stand in the judgment. What does the judgment mean? Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment. Therefore the wicked will not stand in, just get rid of it, in judgment with us. Let's add that as the first writers would, because they know that if one obeys our Creator, that counts as your righteousness, okay? And you can see in this next verse here, or the end of this verse, how they use the word righteous. You cannot use a secular dictionary to define the words in the Hebrew or the Greek text. So what I'm going to do is I have to relate to the word of righteous, meaning as those who obey our Creator, you are a righteous person. You have to obey our Creator more than just saying I'm a Christian. You walk into church and you designated your Sunday as the day of rest, and you come out and you go to the store, make other people work. That is not your righteousness, okay? You aren't righteous. You have to obey our Creator the best you can at everything you have learned is the truth, okay? Now, nor the sinner in the gathering of the righteous. This word would be gathering. Not the assembly, but the gathering of the righteous. For YV knows the way of the righteous. YV knows, okay, I guess that's what I'm saying, obeys, but maybe I can get rid of that. YV knows the righteous. YV knows the righteous, but the, oh, I see the word. I'd have to get rid of this. And the and the wicked will perish. Now, to understand this verse, the wicked will perish, meaning that our Creator teaches us the family unit, and then this family unit continues from passed on from father to son, father to daughter, this righteousness of the family unit. Now, this would mean that if they're wicked, they don't have this passing down to have this lineage that our Creator has given us as a path of life, that the family is to keep continuing. Where the wicked, this family unit breaks up. So it's just not that they will perish. The wicked will break apart. Okay. So now we have, for YV knows the righteous knows the way the righteous live. That way the word live gets in there to understand what breaking apart means. For YV knows the righteous life. Well, for YV knows the righteous life. Okay, now this is cleaned up. I'm going to copy this text. Then I'm going to move down here, edit, and I'm going to go through here and correct or take out a lot of these. We'll see if I can do it this way. Be a lot faster. And I believe it's I have that 8 point. And it would just be blank. Let's replace all. Okay. That did it quicker. So that'll be easier next time when I click on that. I guess I might have to go through here and get rid of double spaces. Oh, and get rid of those bars, those forward slashes. Now let's see what the text looks like and reads. Blessed is man. And what I'm doing is here with these words. This means that it's our Creator's will or possession to honor and respect Him. In the text, I highlight or I color the words in purple, and I make all the words capital letters. This way that when you look through it, you know the related words are connected to our Creator, His will or His word. Blessed is man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. Now I could almost put commas here, okay, and I'm going to, who does not walk, see how that, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the, I guess I can't divide that up, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. Okay, now, I guess that doesn't make sense, so let's just keep them together, and now we have 4 verses, okay? Now, for who delights in delight is the laws from YHVH. Their delight is the laws from YHVH. Here I'd like to change the word laws to commands. Although I guess instead of going through and correcting every word, I better just get to the format. You're here to see the format, and then I will get to them later. But in fact, like I said, I've got all this copyrighted already. But the object here is let's get to the format, and that's what I was trying to find here. So if we have this as being a paragraph, for the delight is our laws from YHVH, and his laws they think about every day. That could almost go together here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of color this as a group and see what goes on. Let's see if that works. They don't need this word. They will be like a tree firmly planted by water. And its leaves, I could use the word there, and their leaves do not wither, and whatever they do, they prosper. Now this is a kind of a stretch that, but I guess it's being tied together. The wicked are not so, they are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in judgment with us, nor sinners in the gathering of the righteous. For YHVH knows the righteous life, and the wicked will break apart. Let's see, those verses seem to connect, and we have maybe even, although this one here, these two here can actually go up together or down. So actually we can go like this though. And now we have a format, okay? And that's how we find the format. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. For their delight is the laws from YHVH, and his laws they think about daily. They will be like a tree firmly planted by water, and their leaves will, for their leaves, I need the word for their leaves do not wither, and whatever they do, they prosper. Now we can still see that these two connect together. These two connect together. These two connect together. So we also have another format here of 4. And I could even take this verse and move it down here. Well, I believe I can do that, can I? How does that read now? Blessed the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. They will be like a tree firmly planted by water, where their leaves do not wither, and in whatever they do, they prosper. For their delight is the laws from YHVH, and his laws they think about daily. The wicked are not so, they are like chaff that wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in judgment with us, nor sinners in the gathering of the righteous. For YHVH knows the righteous life, and the wicked will break apart. There you go. Isn't that interesting to actually move a verse and it can be done correctly? But there is the hidden format. So let me get my face out of here, and you can take a screenshot of what's going on here. Let me try to dress it up a little bit, and if I go over here I can get rid of the cursor, I believe. Okay, now you have Psalms 1 in the first writer's words. Okay, and you can see that that's actually like a poetry format. Well, that should convince you a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all 150 of them. Sorry about that, that's my cheap setup here. I have to use free software. I don't have the money to put everything together yet, but that's coming. But the object here is you've just seen how easy it is to find the hidden format in Psalm. So if you want to, you can go ahead and go to any one you want, because I know if I do the 120 or 100, well, I will do all 150 because I already have. You can actually check to see if your answers match up with mine. But the object here is trying to put it back into the first writer's words by correcting like the secular use of the word man to our Creator's use of the word man. The word day to our Creator's definition for the word day. These things are important, but it also lets you know that the first writers are re-editing the text any way they want to for their own meaning and own purpose. What I want to do here, though, one little thing extra here, that if the manuscripts were still around, they would look very beautiful, because when we look here, this text here, or this manuscript, is over 4,000 years old. So the original manuscripts would still be around if the first writers were still in control of them, or those that our Creator actually walked and talked to and commanded them to do things. Actually, this is more proof of showing you the secular editors are really not being truthful. And when I showed you that verse, let me go over here and get that again, because that is important. At this time, when all of Judah, this is the kingdom of Judah, starts marrying the daughter of the foreign god, do you think this means the priests and the scribes are now not truthful to our Creator? You can see that the text would have been started to be changed by them way back then. That means that the manuscripts that we have are being written by these that are married the daughter of a foreign god. I'll leave you with that, and I will continue with Psalms 2.